From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of early mornings LALATE. The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here, and so is the push for forced stimulus checks. Those monthly stimulus checks under the forced stimulus package that would go out in the month of July every month until the end of this year. In this recording, we go over the big money for those forced stimulus checks, how you'll get them, when you'll get them, and who will get them, and how we'll get to the finish line as a family to get those stimulus checks. Then we'll be turning to fifth stimulus. We'll be going over the SSI reform that will be added to fifth stimulus that will provide more benefits to you if you're on Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSI, or SSDI. Then I'll also turn to the big developing details about economic data that came out yesterday, that surprised everyone. Is the economy growing faster than anticipated or not? And then the confusion about third stimulus. A series of items are coming out for third stimulus. Some people think they're automatic, some people think they're not. I'll explain to you which you're going to get in your pocketbook and which you'll have to apply for. I'll also go over which items from third stimulus are set to expire under fourth stimulus and what you need to push to get them to go to the finish line. It's a big morning. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and let's get to it. This is Early Mornings LALATE. Away we go. Wow, what a big week it has been, and I'm glad you have joined me. This is Early Mornings LALATE. If you're new to this channel, this is the most comprehensive financial news channel there is online, with breaking and developing news across the board, with live and tape recordings throughout the day. And if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers we're approaching in 1 year. It's a YouTube history record breaking number. So make sure you're part of this channel and subscribe. Also like this video. Let's try to do 2,000-3,000 likes. And if you're not become a member, consider becoming a member. And yes, it's a live chat. So interact with your Purple Power friends in the live chat starting right now. Let's get to the details. In this recording, I'm going to go over fourth stimulus check, then fifth stimulus. And also going to go over the developing details about third stimulus. All right, let's get to the fourth stimulus to start off the bat. Fourth stimulus is the monthly stimulus check, starting the month of July, every month thereafter, that those Senate Democrats and those House Democrats will put into the fourth stimulus package bill. First, let's go over what this bill is so you understand it. The reconciliation bill will be used for the fourth stimulus package. The reconciliation process is a 2-month process that starts in May and finishes in July. It takes 2 steps to get it done. Congress writes the bill, not the president, and Congress will put in those monthly stimulus checks, not the president. So how much are these stimulus checks and who gets them and what do they look like? Let's go over the details. Well, those House members want you to have a stimulus check every month through the rest of the pandemic and continuing thereafter. They put in writing. They wanted $2,000 the first month and then continuing month after month thereafter at $1,000 a month. Let's compare that against what the senators want to have, a slightly different amount. The House members want pandemic plus 1 year. Senators wanted to do the rest of this year. So from time of law, July to the end of the year. Who gets this? It would be you. If you make less than $75,000, it's you. Household 4 or less, you. And if you're on SSI or SSDI, it is you. This is the single biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. Now, let's go over how it happens. The House members are progressives. The senators are moderates that are behind this. And the House members want to pay you, as you saw in the graphic before, $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. Senators, the amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Word on the street is the senators want to pay you $2,000 a month over 6 months, or $12,000. $1,400 a month over 6 months, or $8,400. This is the single biggest payout you've seen in the history of this channel. And while it may look big, it's not big as compared to what's happening later in this recording and later this year. The president's looking to spend $6, $8, $10, $24, or $72,000 a person in other provisions coming up later this year. So your $8,000 pales in comparison. How much, when would you get it, and all those details? Let's go over it right now. First, when? July. The vote would be in the month of July. Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi confirmed the vote will be before the 4th of July weekend. The first round of stimulus checks would go out within 10 days. That's how fast they can get them out. And it will be in the month of July after it becomes law in the month of July. You'll get a check every month. There will be no waves of checks. IRS can't afford that because these are monthly checks. The next check would be in the month of August. And then the question is, when will they start it? It would start in the month of May. It's a 2-month process. A little bit I'll go over that in a second. Is this income? No, it's not income. Does it disqualify you from benefits? No, it does not disqualify you for benefits. And why is it so much more money than last year? Because this is a new year and a new administration where he's looking to spend $24,000 on young children in the 5th stimulus package coming up in the second half of this recording. So absolutely, away we go. Now, let's go over how they physically get this done. How do they physically get this done? The 4th stimulus and the 5th stimulus will be done the same process. It's called a reconciliation process. What does that mean? It's a 2-step process and does not need a single Republican vote, does not need Mitch McConnell involved. It starts with one of 2 bills. The first bill is a procedural bill. Do you agree to do a reconciliation? I do, says the House members. Off to the Senate. Senators, do you agree to do a reconciliation? I do. Then off to the president, sign into law. Now they go back and do the second provision, the second bill. And the second bill is where they put the substance in there. That's where they'll put everything the president said this week that he wants on the 4th stimulus package: roads, infrastructure, water, climate. And then those Democrats add in anything else they want to add in, the multiple stimulus checks. Now, if they want to add something else in, like the extension of unemployment benefits, they can. If they want to add in rent eviction moratoriums, they can. They can add other things in there, but that is where it goes. The House members can put those multiple stimulus checks in there, and that ultimately, if they do, then the senators can modify it, because senators have a final say. But even if they don't, the senators would put it in. What are the critical 48 hours at issue? The final 48 hours. When the bill lands in the Senate, those final 48 hours is called the vote-a-rama. And on those 2 days, those senators introduce amendments. And in those amendments, they will introduce the amendment to provide those stimulus checks. Simple, very easy breezy. 5th stimulus in the fall, in September, goes the exact same path. In the second half of this recording, I'm going to go with the big money on the 5th stimulus. There's a lot of money, more than the president told you, and there's a lot of money on 5th stimulus. That's the second half of this recording, but I want you to understand the process right now. The 5th stimulus is exactly the same process as the 4th one. Recon starts first a bill. Agree to do a recon? Yes, we do. Signed into law. Then they go back and they do the 5th stimulus substantive bill. What are we going to put in there? They put in what the president said during the press conference. This for the children and this for the schools. And then they add in the SSI increases, SSDI, payroll benefits, veterans benefits, Social Security benefits. You're going to hear about that in the second half of this recording. That's when they add it in. And that gets done as well. So here is what you're probably asking. Who's going to pay for this? So we learned this week how it's going to be paid for. 5th stimulus, the September one, will be paid by capital gains taxes and increasing of personal taxes on the high end. And then the 4th stimulus will be paid for by changing the corporate tax rate. And there we go. Now, some of the things that you need to know going into the big morning is that 4th stimulus has an issue at hand, and it's always been an issue I've discussed a lot on this channel, which is a rebounding economy. You want the stimulus package to get to the Senate before the economy is rebounding. We had a lot of new financial data that came out yesterday, even after the close of the markets. And what did that financial data show? Ooh, it was surprising. It showed some parts of the market, some parts of the economy rebounding faster than anticipated, some just rebounding, and others retracting, getting worse. Ooh. Surprising. So let's go over what we saw yesterday. First, retracting. Unemployment new claims came in Thursday morning, and it was worse. It was worse than the week before. Wow. So we went from improving to now getting worse? Yep. 553,000 new unemployment claims on Thursday, worse than the week before. But on the other side, you have to anticipate what's coming up next month. We learned yesterday the announcement from New York City's mayor that New York City is open 100% on July 1st. Previously, California was announced to open in June. And other economic data that came out yesterday surprised America. New home starts came in lower than anticipated, substantially lower. Oh boy, really surprising across the board. And then how about the GDP, which is the gross national product, shows how much our economy is growing. We came in lower than anticipated. Well, there's another number signaling that perhaps this economy is not rebounding as quickly as possible. Now, here's what you also need to know is that third stimulus has a lot of major breaking news and also needs some clarification. First, the breaking news. Great news out of IRS yesterday that if you filed a 2020 tax return just recently and have not gotten your third stimulus check of $1,400, it's coming this week. Congratulations. Other news that's happening is that rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance under third stimulus that has yet to land is landing in just a few days in the month of May. Get ready for that one. At the commercial break, you'll learn about the community page. The volunteers can help you find that. But the other item that is really heating up is the other items in third stimulus that is causing some confusion. You know, there was a new report that came out this week that says YouTube's growth is exponential and that YouTube may pass Netflix in number of hours watched. There's 1 billion hours watched on YouTube currently. And with that, there's a lot of people getting into the financial space who have absolutely no idea what they're saying. And they're saying a lot of incorrect stuff, confusing a lot of people. And one of the big things they're confusing people about is the $10,200 for unemployment assistance coming in May and the money for the children. Boy, both of these things are being really misreported. The first one is the $10,200. They're reporting these incorrect YouTube channels, and they know who they are, that you're getting a check of $10,200 in the month of May for unemployment. Oh boy, you are not. You're absolutely not. No one is. Let me explain what's at issue. If you filed a 2020 tax return and paid taxes on the first $10,200 of your unemployment from last year, pay taxes on it, you know, $60, $100, $200 of taxes on the $10,000, you're getting that amount of that taxes returned to you. Not all your taxes, and certainly not $10,000. It's really wrong. So remember, the taxes that you paid on the $10,200 is getting returned back to you. If you didn't file a tax return, you're getting nothing. Yeah, they're actually reporting these channels. You're getting a check of $10,000 next month. That's really nice. How about you give us your check? Then the other thing that's being misreported across the board is that everyone is getting a $3,600 check if they got a child, or $3,000 check prorated starting in the month of July. Oh boy, that's also untrue. That's also incorrect. Let me explain what's going on. If you have a child 17 to 6, it's $3,000, or 5 to newborn, it's $3,600 prorated, which is $300 a month or $250 a month. Starting the month of July, IRS will be sending out in the month of July checks to the following people. Two types of people. Two eligibility criterion. One, they know the child exists. Two, that you made less than $75,000. That's it. Some YouTube channels are telling people that there has to be all these other qualifications. There are no other qualifications. And then they're saying, if you have the child, you're going to get it. No, if the IRS doesn't know the child exists, you're not getting anything. Let me make it clear what this is. This is an advance for next year's tax return. It sounds weird, and it is weird, because it's the first time they've ever done this. Rather than have you wait till next year to get the money, the law established that IRS will send you the money for next year a year early. But they're only going to send the money if they know the child exists. So here are the two things that you need to know. One, if you're on SSI and SSDI and you do file tax returns and you do list the child, you're getting this money. Absolutely. Categorically, you're going to get the money. If you don't file tax returns, and you don't list the child, then they are not going to send you a penny. They don't know the child exists. Moreover, if you do file tax returns, but you don't list the child because the child is newly born in the last, let's say, year, born during the pandemic, you're not getting a check again, because even though you file tax returns, they don't know the child exists. So ultimately, you have to reach out to your tax preparer to get that cleared up. Hopefully, this has cleared up that for you as well. And with that, coming up at the commercial break, I have the big updates about what's in fifth stimulus, what the president did not tell you. He went to the fifth stimulus. I'm going to go over all those details as well. And also the big money for SSI and SSDI. I also have an update about, because you've been asking about student loan debt forgiveness and also Elizabeth Warren's wealth tax. Stay with me. I'll be back after the commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues in just a little bit as we return with Mornings LALATE at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. That's 9 o'clock on the West Coast. Join me for the most comprehensive breaking news as the markets open and the latest updates overnight hitting on Mornings LALATE. Then at noontime, we deliver the latest updates from Wall Street to Main Street across the board. You don't want to miss that recording. And then afternoons LALATE at 4 p.m. in which I jump into the live chat and interact with you and I answer all your questions you may have had throughout the day. Then we go into our evenings programming lineup, afternoons LALATE with big updates about what happened throughout the day. Evenings LALATE, which gives you the big update about what to anticipate going into the new morning. And then LA Late Night, our Reverend Sirloin Javita Late humor-only broadcast. How are you? The toast is toasted, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. And if you have not subscribed, come on already. Just subscribe right now. Fastest growing community channel there is, best community, most fun, and nicest group of people online. You want to be part of this community, the Purple Power community. Also, like this video. If you've not liked the video, it really helps in the rankings. 2,000-3,000 likes. You want to get those other YouTube UFO soldier stimulus check videos out of rankings. And then also consider becoming a member. Links at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. Wow, let's cut right now to fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus, of course, will be going by the same process as fourth stimulus, reconciliation. And those Democrats, House and Senators, are going to put in the fifth stimulus the SSI and SSDI reform. They've already written the letter and they've already said they're going to do it. So what are they putting in there? Let's go over all the details. They're going to increase your benefits, increase the asset limits, add an inflationary benchmark, and then remove the income exclusion and the marriage penalty. All right, let me explain to you how much and how that works. Very simple. First item is that they're going to raise your benefits to a new number. So if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, or multiple benefits, they will all go up. Big, new, beautiful number. You'll never be at the current number ever again. Then they're going to tie you to inflation as your benchmark. So every December, you'll be reassessed if inflation went up. Inflation is expected to go 2 to 4% up each year for the next few years, confirms Jerome Powell. But if there's runaway inflation, don't worry, because your benefits will run away. Then they're going to remove the asset cap. Dating back to 1984 law, it's going to be gone. Some of you are capped at $3,000 on bank accounts. That's going to be gone. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to 1962 law that says you can't work. They're going to give you a new benchmark. It'll either be $1,000 or $2,000 you can make a month, $12,000, $24,000. Keep the money on hand and still stay on benefits. And finally, if you've been the victim of the marriage penalty, you know how horrible it is. They're getting rid of it. Incredible, great news. Now you're going to ask, when and how does this work? They would start this in September. This is the fifth stimulus package. Just like the fourth stimulus, recon, two-step process. Bill, recon, vote yes, go back and do the substantive part. At the fifth stimulus package, they put in the items, which I'm about to go over, that the president wants to add in. And then they add on top of that this reform. For a vote, 2 months, I believe the first check you'd see impacted by this is about November. Now, some people have asked some of the series of questions. The answer is 100% no. If they do this, is it going to hurt my Medicare or Medicaid? No. Is it going to do this? It's going to hurt my SNAP? No. They are not going to reform one thing to hurt something else. They are in charge of the systems. They know how they work better than any of us. So they're going to ensure that everything is better for you, not just one thing and one thing hurt. No, they're not going to do that. All right, so what else is in fifth stimulus? The President of the United States, during his press briefing this week, only detailed a few of the things that he has in the fifth stimulus package. Remember, it's a speech. It's not a it's not a lecture. He's not trying to tell you everything that he's trying to do. He only has an hour to talk, or an hour and 15 minutes. And this, it's a full page that if I went slowly, it would take me 3 hours to go over. So he's not going to do that. And what I'm going to do is show it to you right now, what's in the fifth stimulus package, in addition to that SSI reform. First, he's going to have a high-quality child care, ensuring families pay only a portion of their high income towards child care. Then he's going to create a national comprehensive paid medical and family leave program. Then he will have free preschool for 3 to 4-year-olds for all children. Then he'll have for all students 2 years of free community college. And then he'll have Pell's grant, and then he'll have increasing the grant to increase college retention completion. That's the first half of it. Let me go over the parts that I think need to get modified. First, I think the grants need to be higher. I think the college grants are very important. The $1,700, you're waiting for that $1,700 under the third stimulus package for college students, reach out to your advisor. It's not automatic. You don't sit back and wait for it to land. You have to apply for it. But what I don't like are the income qualifications. 3 to 4-year-olds, all 3 to 4-year-olds get free preschool, all college, all students get 2 years of free community college. Why are we doing that for children of billionaires? Yeah, this literally isn't everyone. Why is it everyone? Rich people do not need to be supported. So 3 to 4-year-olds from children of billionaires should not get free preschool, and children of billionaires should not get 2 to 3 years of community college. I believe they should cap it at the same level as a stimulus check: $75,000 married single individual, $150,000 married couple. That or less, you get free preschool, free community college. Next. Money for 2 years to go to college if you are the child of a single parent who made $125,000 or less. I don't like this either. Again, I think this is too high a threshold. If it's a single parent and they're making 6 figures, we're going to give them 2 years of free college. This is not particularly fair. This should be dropped to a lower threshold. They're making 6 figures, so it should be dropped to a lower threshold, and that lower threshold should be $75,000, single individual, or married couple, $150,000. Then increasing child nutritional needs by $45 billion and increasing the summer EBT. I love this. I think it should be higher. This is where I'm going the other direction. SNAP is just really one of the big winners. It's really one of the big winners. I've had so many viewers who never got SNAP until they tuned to this channel, whether it's Jenny or Larry Maui, just never knew about SNAP. I never knew SNAP before this channel existed. It's been a huge winner. Trump increased it for 15% for 6 months. Biden increased it for another 6 months for 15%. I think it should be increased for more than 1 year. And then I think it should be just generally more money across the board. Then EBIT, a pre-EBIT for children, that should be increased longer. So I would spend more money on this one. Then more money to increase the third stimulus package rule about insurance premiums. I like this one. I don't cover it that much on this channel. Makes sense. Then come the last 3 items, which are the most controversial. Let me do the last one first, which is the least controversial. Making permanent the earned income tax credit for childless workers. Okay, so this is the hazard pay provision of the third stimulus. This is the earned income tax credit. Let me explain what my position on this is and explain to you what it is. I think they should spend more money on this one. So the earned income tax credit has been around for a while. It predates COVID. And originally was, you work as an essential worker, you make less than this amount of money, we'll give you a couple $100 as a tax credit on your return. Not a check, but tax credit. Third stimulus changed it to raise the amount to $1,504 and then raise the eligibility to less than 25,000 and 19-year-olds or older. What I would do is increase the eligibility. It should be much higher than 25,000. Why are we capping at 25,000? Make it higher. Make it $30,000 or $40,000. Make it higher, and then make the amount higher. Why is it only $1,500? Make it a bigger amount. Make it a bigger deduction. Next, make permanent the child care dependent tax credit. I love this. And again, I think this is too small. I think it should be bigger. The child care tax credit under the third stimulus package is the following, the law. If you have one child, you can deduct 50% of your child care costs, which you spent money on, up to $5,000 for one child, or two or more children up to $8,000. If you spent the money, why should it not be deductible at a bigger rate and for more money? You have 4 kids and you have $40,000 in childcare costs. Why is only $8,000 of it tax deductible? It should be more. I mean, you spent the money. Why not make it deductible? I understand it. It's not like you didn't spend the money. And then the most controversial part, the making permanent the childcare tax credit to 2025. This is the one that is the most polarizing subject. I think this is misguided. I don't like it at all. What the provision is to do is to take that $3,000 or $3,600, let's just say it's $4,000, for those children 17 to newborn and provide it for 6 years. $24,000. Yeah. $24,000 for little kids. I don't like it. And what makes me more concerned, I think it's too much. I think it should be smaller. What makes me concerned is that Representative Neal, who's head of the Ways and Means, who will get this bill, who will write this bill, he's actually writing the bill, has his own bill he's introduced, actual bill he's introduced, that wants to do it for 17 years. So he wants to pay $70,000. And guess who also wanted to do that? The president. The president originally wanted to do it for 17 years, and his staff pushed back and said, no, you can't do it that long. So some things I like. I think they're perfect. Some things I think they need to modify the income qualifications. Some things I think are too small. They should be a lot more money. And then that one I think is just too much money in the wrong place. I'd love to hear your comments. Drop the comments in below. Meantime, how does this get paid for? Let's go over the paid fors again. So fifth stimulus will be paid for by capital gains taxes and personal taxes. Fourth stimulus would be paid by corporate taxes. Now, here is something you also need to know about, which I touched yesterday on Afternoons LA. There's a series of items under first stimulus, second stimulus, and third stimulus that so far no one is talking about and could be going away permanently. Now, could be going away permanently. Let me explain what that means. No one is talking about them. All it takes is for them to slide them in at the fourth stimulus package, vote-a-rama, those 2 days of amendments, to keep them going into the next stimulus package. But I want you to know what they are. So if you think they need to be continued, I have opinions about this as well, then start pushing. What's slated to go away? All the unemployment, all the homeowner stuff, and all the business stuff, all set to go away. EIDL grants going away. EIDL loan going away. PPP going away. All the business grants going away. Then all the unemployment. FPUC going away. PUA going away. PUC going away. Eviction moratorium. Mortgage forbearance. Student loan debt the mortgage assistance. The renters assistance all going away. I have an opinion about that. And my opinion is I don't know where this economy is going to be in September. I know that if it's not rebound by July, you need to extend it further. If the White House and Yellen and Jerome Powell all say we're not recovered until January next year, why let things expire in July and hope that we're fine? I wouldn't do that. I would extend them further. And that is fourth stimulus. Finally, student loan debt forgiveness. Miguel Cardona, no update. No update. And Elizabeth Warren's wealth tax, that became a topic of discussion this week. It could play into the fifth stimulus because remember, Biden is modifying the highest tax rate on personal taxes, which is the wealth tax, under fifth stimulus, not under fourth stimulus. So we have some time on that. And with that, I'm really excited that you have joined me this morning. We got a full lineup of programming throughout the day, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So hear me, let's get to it. Mornings LALATE returns at 12 noon, so I look forward to seeing you on that broadcast. Then at noontime is 2 p.m., and that will have the latest coverage as Wall Street's about to close. Then we go into Afternoons LALATE and the latest updates. We go into evening's programming schedule with the second afternoon show Then evenings LATE at 8 p.m. and then LA Late Night, that irreverent show with Javita Late and Sirloin. How are ya? If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I want you part of this community. I love all the very nice comments, and people have been very nice, very supportive, very kind to each other. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Calcino VIP, the link's at the top of the chat. One of the things you need to go away with remembering this morning is that the president, in naming the fourth and fifth stimulus packages with names, may have confused some viewers, calling the fourth stimulus package the jobs plan when it's not particularly a jobs plan. It's sort of infrastructure and something else may have confused people. Calling the fifth stimulus package in the fall the family plan when there's a lot of stuff in there that's not for families, as you just saw today. So ultimately, understand that he's a president, he's not a legislator, and that's why I'm here to help it easy breezy and keep you through the finish line. The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here, and I look forward to seeing you in 2 hours from now with more.